Hey everyone, it's Jake's Metal Chat. I hope you're all well and staying safe and you had a great summer. I've been busy with so many gigs and festivals, work, and other things in between. So, not had time to make as many videos as I wanted. But I'm back now and I got some new videos lined up, some new streams lined up. One of them is about UK Death Fest that I went to early this month to see Massacre and Autopsy and Morgoth and Hellhammer, as well as a bunch of other bands as well. That it was just which made an awesome weekend. Just made my weekend absolutely brilliant. It was an absolute blast, and getting to see these guys for the first time, as well as Massacre, as Morgoth, Autopsy, Hellhammer. I mean, and getting to meet Cam Lee, Chris Ryford, David Gregor for the first time, because obviously those were three of the guys on my chats back in 2020, all 2 years ago, basically. Absolutely mad how long it's been since I had them on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, another one with Cam Lee, and also with other guests as well, which I will be messaging over the coming weeks. And for anyone who may be on Twitch, I have a Twitch channel called Jake Metalman Bristow. I do a radio show called Jake's Metal Sessions on Top Rock Radio, which I stream once on the third Saturday of every month. So if you're interested in music streams as well as gaming streams, it would be very much appreciated if you can come along and give me a follow. That would be absolutely appreciated, and I thank you for that. Without further ado, I will be making more videos like this, and I'll be showing some vinyl collection of mine, because I got a lot more back there that I need to show. But I thought I'd start with some 12 inches, a couple of 7 inches. So without further ado, I'm going to show off a Bristol band called Cryptworm with Seeping Mephitic Putridity. I was going to say Mephitic Seeping Putridity. Nah, let's do that again. Seeping Mephitic Putridity by Cryptworm. I'm here in jolly old Bristol. You can tell I was from Bristol then. There's the artwork, absolutely fantastic. Fantastic artwork, which lines up to the back. Got the song titles there, as well as the logo there. I'm not sure I've done the new logo. I might say in here. Festering Flen was the one who did the logo. And the artwork, I'll check the artwork quickly. It was a name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. But what can I say about this album that hasn't already been said? Well, it's cavernous, it's swampy, and it's just dirty, filthy, disgusting death metal. Which this band obviously reminds me of one of my favorite bands from Denmark, Undergang. It's got that overall sound, pretty much, with the guitar tones, the vocals, just absolutely pure filth. And I highly recommend it to anyone who are fans of Undergang, Hyperdontia, Anatomia, bands like that. Because I've seen I got to see this band 3 times in 2019. Well, actually only twice, because I did miss them when they supported Coffins. I missed the set because I was like getting to the venue. But I did see them with Undergang and Spectral Voice. And the vocalist is an absolute awesome guy. I know the drummer Joe because he used to be in a doom metal band, and he plays drums for this band. So yeah, if you don't have this album yet, I got on CD because I bought on CD and vinyl. I was going to get the tape, but I thought, okay, that just seems a bit excessive of having the same album on 3 different formats. So get this: Cryptworm, Seeping Mephitic Retrinity, the debut album. One of my favorites. One of my favorites from this year, and it's been added to my favorite death metal albums of all time. And speaking of just favorite metal albums of all time, a classic from 1985, Possessed, Seven Churches. Oof, some classic metal right here. Early death metal. I know there's that argument, who did it first, Possessed or Death? We're not going to get into it here. It's just great. It's early death metal, but it's very thrashy, of course. Just absolutely brilliant stuff. And all the man himself, Jeff. I know there's a lot of people out here who have it, and a lot of people out there watching this will have this album. But if you don't have this album, then do get it. I highly recommend it. It's absolutely brilliant. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But for me, love it. You get Gatefold there. We've got the band there. There we go. So back again. It's not much more else to say about it. It's just an absolute classic. This album's been talked about a lot of times on people's videos. Sorry about the glare. It's just an all-time classic, and it will pretty much remain that way for a very, very long time. This came out in 1985, so it's 2022. So in 2025, this would be 40 years old. And once it reaches 40 years old, this is getting played a lot. So death metal on that album, Seven Churches by Possessed. And also to mention Death as well, because they're also an awesome band. Now, got some classic heavy metal right here. It is, of course, Iron Maiden with Number of the Beast. Oh, classic heavy metal right here. You get out its little over here. You can tell it's an old one because of because how it's looking there. Fairly sure this is an original pressing. 1982 original sound recordings made by EMI Records. So find what's in here. Of course, standard black. Okay, you can tell this has been traveled around a lot. I can't remember where I got this now. It might have been a car boot sale. It might have been a shop selling records, like a shop in a market somewhere. Show the back. Got the guys there. Just a classic heavy metal right here. Of course, a new wave of British heavy metal there. It's going to be a lot of us out there that know Iron Maiden. It's one of those like, I'm already listening to Iron Maiden. That's great, but there's probably some of that no, are not yet. And do pick this album up. This is the first one to feature Bruce Dickinson on vocals, because the last two, Iron Maiden and Killers, featured Paul Di'Anno. Pick this up. But for those out there who already have it, listen to it again, because it's an absolute classic. For those who don't have it, pick it up. And for those who haven't listened to Iron Maiden, listen to Iron Maiden. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I will get this out of the cover now, and I forgot to put that back in its cover, but I'll do that at the end of this video. And I'll do it the same in the other one. This is a band from Florida. This is their most recent album from last year. One of my all-time favorites from last year. One of my favorites in my top metal albums and EPs, and it is Worm and Foreverglade. This is the vinyl, of course. The vinyl. Sorry, been out of the video making game for a while. Of course, we've got the band there. Also got this on CD. I wanted to get the vinyl, but obviously getting it was hard, and I thought, what's the vinyl even look like anymore? But it's a color vinyl, and I will show that very quickly. It's a green and orange affair. That is just, yeah, it's really cool. This obviously going to check side A is the orange one, and side B is the green bit. So very nice. What else is in it? I think, yeah, there's a poster in there, but I just want to show the vinyl. I will probably talk about this one again in the long run. Talking about my favorite death doom metal albums, or just favorite albums that are just very dark sounding, and this one is very dark sounding. It's got that mix of Greek black metal synth, like with the, you know, like a lot of the black metal bands from Greece would use, like really cool sounding keyboards, and this has it. And you can tell by Phantom Slaughter there, he's a big fan of those bands. And obviously that's what I got from this, was obviously that mix of Greek black metal with death doom and funeral doom, so like Skepticism, bands like that. Yeah, I got a little bit of Skepticism in there, so a bit of Finnish funeral doom, and also obviously that mix of the Floridian death metal scene as well, obviously because they are from Florida. Do check this band out. Please pick up this album because it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorites. The last one, Gloom Lord, absolutely brilliant as well. Should the opera again. It's all about the glare. Yeah, the artwork was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Obviously released by 20 Bucks Spin. Always release great stuff. But for those who have not checked out this sort of stuff before, not checked out Worm before, I highly recommend you do. And pick up this album as well as Gloom Lord, and the first album name is escaping me right now. The song's going to comment down below. Feel free to do that because like I said, been busy with a lot of things and brain's still a bit fried. Now, getting on to another British band, and from Norfolk. I'm going to get the vinyl out of here. That was a card, because I got to meet him finally at Bloodstock and see him again at UK Death Fest, as well as him also meeting his girlfriend as well, who done the artwork for this. And of course, I am talking about Garden of Eyes with Boomhammer, and the man behind it, Nat Skog, or Jürgen. Jürgen, aka Nat Skog, absolutely fantastic bloke, absolutely awesome to chat with. Same with his girlfriend. And here's the vinyl, the black and orange vinyl from Ancient Entity Records. Yeah, because it's you can probably tell because of the HM2 distortion pedal by Boss. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant album. It's Swedish style. On the sticker it said Swedish style death metal from Norwich, which is where he's based. Him and his girlfriend are based. And of course you can see the HM2 there. So yeah, Jürgen's the man behind all the music. His girlfriend Liz is the one behind all the artwork. And fantastic artwork it is as well. Let's have a look again. Look at that. Not much else I not much else I can say. That it's just, it mixes Swedish death metal with Finnish death metal, and obviously British death metal with a British band, but it blends all three so well together. Now, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but do check this album out. I highly recommend it. And if you're a fan of Bloodborne, well, it's all Bloodborne related lyrics, and of course, not just Bloodborne, but also Lovecraft lyrics, Lovecraftian lyrics. Next 7-inch, well, the last 7-inch, so we get the last two 12 inches, is one by Morgoth from Germany, and God is Evil, I was going to say, and God Only or something. But yeah, God is Evil. And it's all signed by the band as well. Well, minus Mark, the original vocalist, signed by the other vocalist. But yeah, it was nice to do because it was the last one and they just let me have it, and they signed it when I saw them with Incantation in 2016. There's the band on the back. Yeah, very nice that they did that. Yeah, it's just a plain black vinyl. I think I'm only showing it if it's like a different color vinyl, or if the middle bit has something on it. But yeah, Morgoth, God is Evil. I'm going to collect a lot more 7-inches because I don't have that very many. I have a lot of 12-inch ones. I don't have any 10 inches yet. Yeah, they're not touch any of the signature. Hang on, there we go. I know there's try, but still. Yeah, definitely give this band a listen. If you not listening, this band is no longer going. They split up a couple of years back, I want to say now. But I managed to see him at Neurotic Death Fest 2015, and then again here in Bristol in 2016 with Incantation, which was absolutely brilliant. And I'm just going to turn my phone over because the screen keeps coming on. But yeah, check out Morgoth, check out God is Evil, and let's check out Morgoth in general. Now, for the last two 12-inches, and I'm going to show this band because I think they're very underrated. A lot of people should know this band. I know there's a lot of you out there that do. It's a bit dry at the moment. I do have my fan on because I got a bit hot. This band's from, they're a US band from, I want to say Washington, could be wrong. And the band is Winter with Into Darkness. And also with this box set, you get Eternal Frost, which I will get out to show you briefly. I need to do it this way. There you go. Okay, obviously the logo is different, the cover and the cover. Yeah. Yeah, what can I say about this album that hasn't been said? It's awesome death doom, and it's a bit sludgy as well. Excuse me. And I mentioned this, I showed this album to Jurgen when I had him on the chat, and I said, yeah, like, would you say this is one of your influences as well? Pulled out Windsor, and he said, yeah. Got that on the back. It's re-released by Smart Records, which also has been releasing Skepticism albums as well. I can't remember what this image is called. I'm not sure where the band got it from, but it's very much worth having a look. I know on Instagram there's someone I'm following and they post artwork from bands and like bands that have used real images, and this was one of them. And also I get a book cataloging all of their shows, and there's one they did with Death years ago, and I'm not sure what year this was. Nope, it just says it's on Saturday the 10th of March. And of course, there was how many bands? There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bands, of course, because obviously it's one a big band like Death, and obviously there's a lot more here. And show one image to those who were at the show as well in 2011. You probably know what I'm going to be talking about. Roadburn, and I think it was sometime after that they stopped because I think it was the guitarist or bassist started getting problems with his hearing and had to stop touring. He had to stop. So that's why the band hasn't reformed and started doing more shows. I wish they would, because it'd be great to see them. I mean, if I went to UK Death Fest, a band pulled out, I was like, oh, he's going to do it. And they mentioned Winter, I'd be like, all over that. But we can only dream. But Into Darkness by Winter, just sludgy death doom. That's the best way to describe it. And it's heavy. And it's criminally underrated, because I don't think a lot of people talk about it, except for those who are like die-hard underground death metal fans. And well, such as myself, because I like to listen to a lot of the underground death metal stuff. The bands that are still going and bands that are not going but have left that much of a legacy that people just continuously talk about them, which is absolutely fantastic. So Winter is one of those bands, and I will be playing this maybe a bit later, or I might play it on like Thursday, or well, because Friday and Saturday I'm busy, but either Thursday or Sunday, I'm not sure yet when I'm not doing anything. But yeah, again, highly recommend that you check this band out. Fantastic death doom with that bit of a sludgy tinge to it, and just pick up that album. It's just brilliant. It's in my list of my favorite death metal albums and favorite metal albums, and this one is in both my favorite death metal albums and just favorite metal albums of all time. Just pure Swedish death metal at its finest. And of course, I am talking about, which has my favorite song, which is the title track of this album. It is Entombed with Left Hand Path. Of course, title track, Left Hand Path. Drowned, Revel Flesh. When life has ceased, supposed to rot, but life goes on. Bitter loss, morbid devourment, abnormality, deceased, and the truth beyond. Of course, this album was recorded and mixed at Sunlight Studios in Stockholm in 1989, December of 1989. And Sunlight is famous for having so many of those bands record there and just getting that sound perfect. And of course, Dark Funeral went there. Not Dark Funeral, Dark Throne. See, almost fucked up there. Dark Throne went there to do Soulside Journey. Sorry, a bit knackered today. Fantastic album. Don't need to tell anyone who's got this already how fucking awesome it is. But for those out there, where the hell have you been? What rock have you been under that you've not heard this? It's an absolute beast of an album. Artwork done by Dan Seagrave. Just all that detail he puts into his artwork. He's a freaking master at this. What's his name? You can see it. Dan Seagrave. And this album will always remain one of my favorites. The title track will always remain one of my favorite songs, along with Revel in Flesh, Drowned, But Life Goes On. But my three favorites are obviously the title track, Drowned, and Revel in Flesh. Again, show it back again. That's yeah, I think when I asked my mate what was that, he said it's someone's jaw because it's teeth. But don't have to say any more about this. Just killer Swedish death metal. One of the best albums to come out the year. It was released in 1990. Just, oh man, such awesome death metal, Swedish death metal at its finest. And that is the end of this vinyl collection video. There will be more in the future. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like this video if you enjoyed, share it around, and subscribe if you do enjoy my content. Again, I will mention that I will be doing a live stream about UK Death Fest. I will have more guests on the chat, and obviously more vinyl, CD, and maybe more tape collection videos when I get more tapes, because there's a lot more tapes I can buy, because I can also play them on that record player, because there's also a CD player and a tape deck. And be sure to check out my live stream when I go live, when I got it all planned out. That is about UK Death Fest, which I'll go into a lot of detail about, talking about all the bands that I managed to watch when I was there, because there was so many bands there, and I pretty much had a list of bands that I wanted to go and see. So thank you once again for tuning in to my channel. The support is absolutely amazing. Last time I checked, I got 407 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you to those that have subscribed. And again, about my Twitch channel, it'll be in the description below. It'll be very much appreciated if you can pop along and give me a follow, because I will be doing a lot more on there in the near future. So thank you once again. This has been Jake of Jake's Metal Chat. Keep supporting metal, and I'll see you next time.